Greetings, friends and fellows of the internet. This is Esquire. Okay, so as you've seen on the channel so far, we've had gaming videos where I've been doing my Captain inn-zhano Esquire personality, but now we're actually going to have something a little different. Esquire is basically my sane side. This is me talking to you in a more logical sense, and today, our first video, as you can see by the picture, this is an SFM art made by myself. It's about TF2 and Overwatch. Now, the thing that I've seen is a lot of, comments in the community. Some are good, some are bad, some are toxic, some are downright hilarious. One of my favourite ones about TF2 and Overwatch is TF2 just with waifus. But let's get on to something a bit more serious than that for this one, which is the whole TF2 versus Overwatch argument. So, what I wanted to say is that when TF2 community found out about Overwatch, is they just completely went off the deep end and just kind of insulted it. The things I saw on so many things like DeviantArt, Reddit, so many other places, everybody just kept having a go at at Overwatch as a whole, basically just insulting it, saying, oh god, this is going to be the end of TF2. TF2 is going to be destroyed. Well, when you think about it, no. TF2 is not going to be destroyed. And some people saying, oh, it's a big rip-off of Team Fortress 2. I really cannot see that. Like, with me, yes, there are similarities, but there are also major differences. And some of them being is, class-based shooters, it's become meta. It's like the meta game of many kind of first-person shooters now. You get different classes. I mean, if that was the logic, any game that has a sniper rifle in it is a big rip-off of TF2, or a big rip-off of Call of Duty. I mean, bear in mind, look at the gaming fan base that Counter-Strike has, that CSGO has. They're released by Valve as well. They're also released by Valve. So, and the player base there is probably, apologies if I get this wrong, but it's probably immensely bigger than Team Fortress 2. But nobody is pointing fingers at CSGO for supposedly killing the population of TF2 because it's made by Valve, so apparently it gets a pass. I mean, it's unfair the way, in some ways, that Overwatch has been shot down by the TF2 community. Before the game was even released, before it even went into open beta, that was all I saw, was people complaining about Overwatch. I mean, granted, I do not have the game yet. I'm getting around to it, but I don't have Overwatch yet. And I really want to get Overwatch, because, I mean, Overwatch is a great game. It's it's kind of like the new toy. It's like, say you're a kid at Christmas, and you've got your favorite, say TF2 is say your favorite little toy car. Say your little favorite toy car sort of thing. And if you move it into a more logical prospect like that, say you, for Christmas, you always wanted a train set. And Overwatch is that new train set that you got for Christmas. I mean, yes, it's the new toy. You want to play with it. But the sentimental value and your favorite, and the fact that that TF2 toy car is your favorite toy, you will go back to it. You will eventually go back. I mean, that's the thing. I think this is where the kind of the TF2 versus Overwatch thing is coming to stem from. It's from probably a fear of competition, and probably a fear that most people will abandon Team Fortress for it. I don't think people will abandon Team Fortress. There are people that have, probably from Meet Your Match Update or things like that. Meet Your Match Update, I may do another video on that one. That might be in the next one of Esquire's 2 pennies worth, as I like to call this series. But I generally think I want to be a part of that community of TF2 that welcomes Overwatch with open arms. I welcome Overwatch. I welcome Overwatch as a new and exciting prospect to try and play. So it's kind of yes, you're going to see base elements that are very similar to TF2, but you're going to see that in almost every kind of shooter. You're going to see that in class-based games such as like Brink and things like that, or Monday Night Combat, or Loadout, all those different things. And I think the one thing that gets me is like, it's like the YouTubers gripe about Overwatch. Like, why some YouTubers who are probably TF2 players, who are probably big fans of Overwatch themselves, they want to play it and they want to release videos to basically get a broader audience. They want a wider audience so they can draw more people in to watch their content. And for all you know, some of those Overwatch players might even play TF2, and they might even stick around for that guy's videos too, encouraging them to make more Team Fortress 2 content for you. But I see the problem here is, as I have to keep moving the mic away, sorry, it's because I've got a really weird reception thing from it. But the thing with TF2 is the fact is that the community seems to be so addicted to it that they just demand it. It's like they want more. I think that is the problem. Especially when we're demanding to Valve, and sometimes especially when we demand to the YouTubers themselves. People like Muselk, Star, Germa, so many people, whenever they're not playing TF2, it's not just Overwatch, it gets spammed onto them. Like, why are you playing anything that isn't TF2? This is what I subscribe for. Look, if you want to subscribe just to see a guy do a load of videos on one game, that's fine. But why would you complain if he's playing Overwatch? It's something that the guy or girl wants to do. They want to do that because they want to enjoy what they're doing. If they're forced to play TF2, they're not going to enjoy it anymore because it's no longer seen as fun, and it's going to be seen as more of a sense of duty and as more like a job, and that we're their demanding bosses. To be fair, that's kind of in a way how it works sometimes, of like what content we want to see. But at the end of the day, don't have a go at them for expanding on their own fan base just by playing Overwatch. Overwatch is fantastic. Like, I have not seen that. I'm sure that there are people out there who are big Overwatch supporters who hate TF2, or people that abandon TF2 because they don't like what it's become. But at the same time, I'm sure that the majority, from what I've seen, the majority of Overwatch players welcome Team Fortress with open arms. They will willingly have healthy debates and healthy discussions. But I mean, sometimes there is the wrong way to go about it. The Team Fortress community, even in the death battle that came out recently between Scout and Tracer, think about it. Tracer can manipulate time and space. How is Scout meant to fight against that? He's only got a double jump as this kind of like his special ability. Tracer can manipulate time. Come on, and the people who was claiming that Blizzard paid Death Battle to do something like that, it's just stupid and moronic. Wake up and smell the coffee. TF2, as much as I love the game, it's not going to be around forever. What we need to do is just accept that. We need to accept that TF2 won't be around forever. We can keep it around as long as we can. That's what we can do. And that's something that I think we really have to accept. Is one day we all complain about all TF2's dying because of this, because of that. I think eventually, yes, TF2 is going to die. But then, once TF2 goes to die, what do we do then? That's why I think Overwatch is the perfect successor for Team Fortress. Because if you think about it, it's like, we need another first-person class-based shooter. Heroes, I guess now. Hero-based shooter. That we can focus on, that we can direct our attention to when TF2 eventually bites the dust. I mean, I hope TF2 doesn't die. I'm sure it'll be around for many years to come. But I just don't think that trying to hack down other communities, and then once TF2 dies, we get laughed at by all the other gaming communities like Overwatch because we slacked them off. We wanted them to fail. We wanted them to derail, and we were the only ones that landed flat on our face. So I think at the end of the day, summing this up in just the last couple of seconds of this record, is we shouldn't be too salty on YouTubers who want to do Overwatch just to expand their audience. And if you don't like the fact that they're doing not TF2 and they're doing Overwatch, just go find other YouTubers or just go watch their old videos. Go and rewatch some of their old videos. But that's going to be the end of it for here, I think. Hold on, I will probably extend the recording. One moment. Okay, so I've decided to continue the recording just a little bit here. So I think, because I was trying to wrap it up with the 10-minute Bandicam thing, I need to get the full version anyway. But what we need to do is just accept, really, we need to come to an acceptance that TF2, as strong as the community is, the game is just not as strong as it used to be. Come on, next year, Team Fortress is 10 years old. For a game to be even multiplayer at that, online multiplayer at that, to be going for that long, that's an achievement in itself that the community and Valve should be patting themselves on the back for. The community for constantly coming back and holding the place up, and Valve for not giving up. I mean, sure, they don't really play their own game that much, and plus they probably don't like working on it that much, but they keep it up. They keep it, I mean, updates every now and then. Sure, they generate mixed reactions, but the least, they might not care much to do with what you think, but at least they still care enough to make sure that this online game where so many people have met are able to keep playing and keep enjoying themselves. And I mean, Overwatch is going to be the same. Overwatch, I think it will be like the next TF2 in a way. It will go for years and years and years because it's so popular. Like, people are going to leave, some people come, some people go. That's just the way in life. And I think YouTubers as well, I think it's unfair to attack them if they want to do both. Eventually, I'm going to do both. I'm going to play TF2. I'm going to play Overwatch. I'm going to play plenty of games that are not TF2. If you've seen on my channel so far, there are already games that are not TF2. There's Dust and Elysian Tale, and there's Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I mean, here's the thing. We need to accept that there are other games out there. We can't be forced to play TF2 the whole time. I mean, sure, I would love to play TF2 until the world ends. If I could just sit there and eternally play until the time stops. Until time stops, I would. But eventually, you will get bored of it. I mean, you'll get tired of it. And if you're constantly being bossed around and demanded, being told what you can and can't play, why would they want to continue? Like, I've seen it so many times. It's like people are getting hounded just because they're not playing a certain game. If you want to see someone playing that certain game, there are plenty of other TF2 YouTubers out there that you can go and watch their videos, and they are amazing at what they do and don't get that much recognition. I mean, look at these people. RT Game, also known as Magistrax. He is an amazing TF2 YouTuber. You should check him out. There's people like Maga. There's so many people that, like, you complain to these TF2 YouTubers that they're not doing enough TF2 when there are other people out there picking up the metaphorical slack. But the problem there is, it seems like nobody wants to bother to check out the new YouTubers of TF2. I mean, Dan's been going for, well, RT Game, Daniel, has been going for so long. He's been playing for 5 years. He's been doing this for so long, and he's blowing up now. He's got like 23,000 subscribers, and they keep going up and up and up. So I'm really, I am made up for him. Like, he deserves it. He's amazing, and he shares a lot of the same visions that I do about the TF2 and Overwatch community. I think it's unfair that TF2 is just attacking what could be a successor, because when TF2 dies, which it inevitably will, we don't know when. It could be in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it could be 50 years. At the end of the day, if it dies soon, all the Overwatch people who have been slagged off for their gaming choices are just going to be sitting there laughing at all of you because you wanted to try and see all these communities die out of fear and love for your game. I mean, don't get me wrong, to have so much passion and love for a game, like, that you want to just commit to it, I respect that. But when you want communities to die and people like YouTubers to lose a huge fan base because they don't have somebody to play for, and loads of people to lose money from their jobs, that's horrible. I mean, if the game, sure, if it was made by like asshole developers and the game was really shoddy and all accounts everybody thought it was horrible, yes, the game in some regards, should be attacked. It should, well, not attacked, but more in a constructive criticism to fix the game. I think TF2 will eventually need a successor. But until then, can we at least just try to play nice? Just try and play nice. I mean, it can be hard, yes, because it's like, it's kind of like, in a way, you liken it to like TF2 in a way. It's like, it's kind of like your relationship sort of thing, kind of like, and Overwatch is the new pretty girl in class that all your friends are fawning over, and like TF2 is worried that you'll dump it for Overwatch. But I get that. I get that it's very similar in a way that you can lose yourself in the shuffle. Like, you can... I'm sorry I'm rambling on about different points here, but I think mainly from my side of things, TF2 versus Overwatch was started by the Team Fortress community itself. I think what we need to do is just, yes, have passion, have love, defend the game when we need to, but don't try and tear down a foundation that Blizzard are trying to build for Overwatch. I mean, trying to tear that down, like, and trying to ruin the careers of people who are developing the game, who are working on the game, or even Overwatch, TF2 YouTubers who go to Overwatch. Don't hack at them. Don't attack them. If you don't like the video, just don't watch. Just leave, go watch their other TF2 videos. They will always come back to TF2. It goes back to what I said earlier about the Christmas present. Overwatch will probably become like the very similar Christmas present that is on par with Team Fortress 2, because we'll always come back to it. Remember, Team Fortress is a free-to-play game. It's like, you can eventually play Overwatch, you can buy the skins or whatever, you don't have to, you can get random drops, or eventually you can go back to TF2 to freshen things up. And remember, there are plenty of TF2 YouTubers out there that can watch, that you can watch. But until then, that's the end of the video. This is Esquire. Fare thee well. I'll see you next time.